have a question about face covering. Like, is it optional or it's a compulsory according to Quran and Sunnah?
For men? Okay. Face covering is an issue of dispute among scholars. And I remember maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago, I had a discussion in Green Lane Masjid in Birmingham with Abu Usama al-Dhahabi, our beloved Sheikh and brother. And it was in a masjid like this, in a gathering. So he took the side of the scholars who say it's not mandatory, and I took the side of the scholars that say it is mandatory. And I mentioned, and I think it's on YouTube, the evidences from the Quran and the Sunnah. And in a nutshell, whoever covers her face, can anyone come and condemn her and say, oh, this is not good, it's an innovation? No, it's part of Islam. What do you mean part of Islam? The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that the woman in the state of ihram must not wear the niqab or the gloves, which means that in other state of the ihram, she can, or she's recommended to wear niqab and gloves. It was something practiced. Secondly, it was the covering of the mothers of the believers. By all consensus of scholars, they used to wear the full hijab or the full face cover. The evidence, chapter 33, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 53. Allah Azza wa Jal says, and if you were to ask them for any of the utensils, O companions of the Prophet, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, if you were to ask the mothers of the believers, your mothers, anything of the utensils, ask them from beyond a hijab. Why? This is purer for your hearts, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, and their hearts, Aisha, Hafsa, Zainab, Habiba, Juwairi, and the rest. Subhanallah. Who is in need of purity of heart more? Us or them? Definitely us. Thirdly, we agree that they have the cover of the face mandatory. There's no dispute among scholars, ever. They all agree, mothers of the believers must cover their faces. Okay, if we go to verse 59 in the same surah, Allah says, يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى يعرفن فلا يؤذين. O Prophet of Allah, instruct and order your wives, your daughters, and the women of the believers to lower their jilbab so that they would not be recognized, otherwise harassed. Now, let's not look into not being harassed, different of opinion among scholars of the interpretation. Let's look at the logical thing. O Prophet of Muhammad, tell your wives. Okay, tell your wives to do what? This is 6 ayahs after ordering them to wear the hijab, the full hijab. Tell them to lower their jilbab. Okay, now I know how to lower their jilbab, to cover. What about your daughters and the women of the believers? They should follow suit. So if we agree that the hijab of the mothers of the believers is to cover their faces, then we have to by default agree that the hijab of the daughters of the Prophet and the mother and the rest of the women is the same. But again, this is not our topic, so inshallah this answers your question.